Hey train fans, I'm Rocky Canyonero, and this is my Rock Roll Canyon Railroad. Alright, this is our first run after having some serious ice take over the railroad. You can see now the warm temperatures are melting that ice nicely, and a lot of my track is coming to view. Not quite all of it. Well, today we got a special move. It's a freight car move here of some 40-foot box cars made by 4 different individual makers. And we've got our chassis GP38 number 3870 ready to lend a hand. All right, we're underway heading out of St. Patrick's Yard. This is going to be a shove operation. We won't be pulling cars out there to Rockwall Canyon because we can't turn around at Rockwall Canyon. All the sidings are still jammed with ice and there's no place to turn around, so the only way to get over there is to push all the way up the line. So here they go. So while it's a rather short train today, it is a rather colorful train, and our chassis locomotive is no exception to that. I've always really liked the warm colors of the chassis engine, and certainly quite a diversion from the original B&O and C&O paint schemes for these locomotives. Alright, back in the yard, prior to leaving, I want to show a little bit of the work that we did here. The chassis engine had thrown a tire. It was actually a really easy job to replace that. The truck comes off, and Charles Rowe sells the bagged tires just like that. Alright, new to the fleet today is our Boston and Maine 40-foot box car made by AML. This is my first AML 40-foot box car. I thought I would share it with you guys. Next door is a Santa Fe, also a PS1 40-foot box car, but made by USA Trains. I would say the biggest difference between these two cars are probably the trucks. The journal boxes are much smaller on the AML truck. Not exactly which one is the most scale to prototype, but they both do a nice job and they both work very nicely. And next I wanted to compare the AML to the LGB 40-foot box car. The trucks are much different on the LGB car. We have a simulated roller bearing truck, and I think the door is a little bit smaller than I think any of the other brands. The no see-through roof walks and the handrails and things are not painted from the factory. All right, next we evaluate our chassis, which is in Aristo Craft 40-foot box car compared to the LGB. The chassis Aristo Craft car actually has a standard Bettendorf truck, probably with the largest size journals. There are many different variations of the Aristo Craft box car. I think they all have the same door in the standard 40-foot box. But these later versions have see-through walkways and painted handrails and so forth, and they're very good quality. And earlier versions, of course, can be lowered and improved. And now we compare the USA Trains to the LGB. The USA Trains boxcar has a selection of different doors options. They all have see-through walks and painted handrails and steps and everything. They come with metal wheels, which I think, aside from AML, it's the only one that really came with metal wheels. Which is great. They have a pad for the Katy couplings, and it's just, they're probably my favorite one. I think is the USA Trains. And finally, we compare the Aristo Craft and the AML side by side. Roughly the same size, a little more roof detail on the AML car, maybe some finer details as well. Nothing that really would keep me from buying one or the other. I like the trucks a little bit better on the Aristo Craft, even though I don't think they're quite to scale. The Aristo Craft has Bachmann wheels installed, which are not my favorite, but they do the job. And the AML came with its own stock metal wheels, which are great, but I'm not really a huge big fan of them. I'd probably prefer to put some Sierra Valley wheels in there when I get a chance. All right, let's get back underway again. And here we are at frozen Rockwall Canyon. Well, unfortunately, our only available track today is track 4. All the other tracks are really heavily under ice. You can see our little train station poking through there. It wasn't too long ago, but that whole area was just one big sheet of snow. We had really light snow that blew around and just took care of all of the contours of the land. It looked gorgeous. And then it rained like crazy on top of that, and it got cold and froze. So we've got just this ice sheet that will not seem to go away. All right, so one last move. I wanted to put all the cars together side by side so we could see the differences, especially on the roof walks and dimensions and so forth, and kind of get an idea of the quality of each car. And, you know, there's some upgrades. I did put some Katy couplings on the Aristo Craft and the LGB, but the other two are pretty well stock. There you have it, folks. All right, I'm Rocky Canyonero, and that's how we do trains around here.